some breaking news out of Canada. Gunfire at the U.S. consulate. This is happening in downtown Toronto. You can see the police tape there. So let's go to CBS News correspondent Shanelle Kaul monitoring this situation. What do we know happened there?
Well, Reed, still a very active scene. This is being called a national security incident, and it could be investigated as terrorism. That is still under investigation at this point. Toronto police, though, Reed, did have a news conference just about an hour ago where they talked about what they can confirm at this time. They say the shooting could have happened at around 4:30 in the morning. They were called there to the scene at around 5:30, and they say when they got there, Reed, they found shell casings, and they also found some damage to the exterior of the building. Now, keep in mind, this is a highly fortified structure. I spoke to a former Toronto police officer earlier who said that they saw some bullet holes. Their bullet holes are visible in the windows and the doors. The windows, though, I'm told, are bulletproof. So thankfully, no reported injuries, although there were people inside the building when this did happen. Police are also saying that they have two suspects in mind here. Two men, they say, drove to the scene in a white Honda CRV. They believe those two men stepped out of the vehicle, fired multiple shots at the U.S. consulate building, then got back into the car and drove away. Here's more from them.
There was a gap. This is why when we share the time of the event, we would like people to be aware that that would be the time. If you were in this area, if you have dash cam footage, for instance, it would have been around 4:30 or so that we believe the incident to have taken place. Again, I'll state that it's early, so investigators are still piecing things together. But this is an early understanding of when we think the timeline may have been.
And so, Reed, let's just spend a minute to talk about the location here. You know, I'm from Toronto, so I'm obviously really familiar with this area. For folks who haven't been, the U.S. consulate building is really smack dab in the middle of downtown Toronto. It's in the heart of the city. It's literally a 5-minute walk from Toronto City Hall. This building also just a short walk from a busy subway station. And keep in mind, this would have happened at 4:30, 5:30 in the morning. People were on their morning commute. So obviously there is now some concern about public safety, especially, Reed, given the fact that this just happened right after we saw 3 shootings at synagogues this past weekend in the greater Toronto area. And Toronto police were asked about whether there's any connection between those synagogue shootings and this shooting at the U.S. consulate this morning. At this point, they said it is simply too soon to know. But we also heard from Ontario Premier Doug Ford at a separate news conference earlier today, Reed. He said that he believes there are sleeper cells in Canada, and he says that he wants to see them caught.
Shanelle Kaul, so much to follow here. Glad to have you on it as somebody who's from Toronto and knows that area. Thank you.